Hello and welcome back to Sleepy Gal ASMR. Today we have a very lo-fi atmosphere. So I'm going to be painting my miniatures today for D&D. However, I moved into my dining area, and my house is very open concept, and we don't have any carpeting, so it's very echoey in here, and I don't have any of my soundproofers in my windows. My dogs are currently sleeping on the couch, and hopefully they stay that way. But I like the lighting in here. I don't care for the lighting in my studio. So this is the first time I'm painting miniatures. So we'll see how it goes. And again, for those of you who are new here, my house does back up against a very busy road. So you probably will hear traffic. Which I think for the most part can be relaxing. However, if there's anything crazy like a motorcycle, I will probably edit that out for you. So I watched a couple of videos on how to do this, so we'll see how it goes. This is kind of how I pictured my character. She is an ASMR, but she was born a tiefling. So she is a tiefling turned ASMR, which is why she kind of has those very dark features. And she's also a druid. So we just leveled up to level 3, which is very exciting for both druids and ASMRs, because when you're an ASMR, that's when you can get your wings, and when you're a druid, that's when you get your druid circle. So she is Circle of Shepherd, but this is the one that I started with, and then this is kind of her leveled up look. So I just attached them with my little nail stickers onto these bottles, so I don't have to touch them while I'm painting them. I have my paint brushes. I have my cup of water. And I have these paints that I can use. And I also have this. Kind of cheap, but I have this backup thing of acrylics if I need any more colors. Oh, and then I have my wad of paper towel to wipe off my brushes. So the few videos I have watched on painting them talked about doing the base coat and choosing the right base coat. Since my character Pertani has very dark features, she has almost that maroon colored skin, she has black wings and hair, I am going to use black as my base coat. So I'll get my black open. I'm very nervous, but we'll see how it goes. Open this brush. This one looks good. And again, we're just doing the base. So I don't need to get too crazy with it. So we'll do her first. I do want everyone to know that I'm going to be posting this video twice, I think. So once is going to be this lo-fi, and another one is I'm going to kind of delete all the sounds and have rain sounds, with maybe a little bit of voiceover. But so if that's your style, go to my page and find that video. But if you like lo-fi, stay, have fun. We're just gonna hang out. So this is Brittany, and we're just gonna get started. Oh god, I'm scared. I'm terrified. Okay, so we're just going to get after it with that base coat. Maybe it's a mistake to do a base coat this dark, but the nice thing with this miniature is that this picture is actually in the newest player's handbook, so I can use that for reference if I'm getting a little lost on the details. But I did take art class all through high school and grade school, and I like doing some art in my free time. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to channel some of that while I'm working on her. But we'll see. If worse comes to worse and I destroy this, I can just get new miniatures. It's fine. We can start over. But I don't think it'll turn out that bad. And again, I just kind of use my press-on nail stickers to attach her to this. I know some people will use putty, but I did not have a sticky putty, so I worked with what I had. So, get her. It's these crevices that are going to be tricky, isn't it? Like, how do I get in there? Gotta remember to hold it up to the camera for you. I did turn my gain down a lot, so you may not be able to pick up on all the brushing sounds, but it's so noisy outside. I wanted to kind of get rid of that as best as I could. I might need to switch to a different brush because it's getting a little in the detailed areas a little bit. Some of these crevices are hard to get into. Okay, got her hair. I definitely think this is going to be the more challenging miniature to paint because it's a lot smaller than the other one and has a lot more details. So I do think it's gonna raise a bit more of a challenge, but I also don't know like how covered I need to make my, I probably should have looked that up, but we're just gonna go with completely. I don't know if that's the correct answer, but here, a little armpit. There we go. So many crevices on this thing. There we go. That's what I needed. At the back of her antlers. Okay. Okay. Alright, I need to try. I'm gonna get a smaller brush. I'll put that in there. And I want a small brush so I can kind of get into these crevices, like the back of her cape and stuff. So, or her hood, I guess. But I will try this one. See if that helps at all. So I can kind of. There we go. Okay. Now we're talking. Alrighty. I realize it's not gonna like be perfect, but I want to at least try my best to make it perfect. My dogs are in the other room sighing like they have the hardest life ever. It cracks me up when they do that. I think dogs sighing is one of the funniest things. Like, what do you have to sigh about? Okay, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this cape perfectly. It's like the angle. I'll try again. The angle's very awkward. And there's like not enough room to get back there, but I guess, oh, no. But I feel I didn't even think about doing that part. Okay. I feel pretty satisfied with it. Okay. Make sure I'm gonna rotate her. I don't want to paint her base too much because I don't want to get her like stuck. But okay. Get her staff a little better. Okay. For the most part, I think that looks pretty good for her base. Put that down. Yeah. I think that looks good. Okay. I'll put her to the side. Put that in the water. I'll rinse this one off. this one, which is the one I'm so excited about. Ooh, she's so cool. I got this one on Etsy. I really wanted, like, not the standard druid or Aasimar, because I know her background was kind of interesting, so I really wanted one that really kind of showcased her background as best as possible. Okay. Like I said, I do think this one's might be a little bit easier to paint, but we'll see. I could be wrong. I just feel with her, there's like a lot less detail. Make sure I get in all the crevices. I'll probably go back over that again with the little one. But, okay. Gotta make sure I get her body. Little hand. Boom, boom, boom. This one is pretty fragile, so I like to be careful. Okay, get this wing. If you paint miniatures a lot and my technique is just hurting your chest, I apologize. We all must start somewhere. You know. Oh, there's a hair. Got it. I also wanted to film in here because I have the 4 kittens in the guest bedroom, which is right next to the studio, and they are now 4 weeks old, so they are up and moving and have a lot to say, and they have been making filming a bit of a challenge because the dogs have not been able to be around them yet. So the dogs will hear them and then they get all excited. So, and we still have the kittens for at least another 4 weeks. We're going to hold on to them for sure, at the very least 8 weeks, but we thought about 12 because apparently that's better for them. And I want to make sure that we raise good kittens for whoever wants them. For those of you who don't know, we rescued a cat over a month ago, and then we found out she was pregnant, so that is why we have kittens. It was not planned. It was not planned to have kittens, but life is full of surprises, so here we are. Okay, I'm gonna get our stuff. See how fragile that is, oh my goodness. Okay. Like I'm petrified to paint this. I don't want it to snap. Okay. I'm actually going to switch over to the other paintbrush now. So I'm going to set her down for a sec. Grab this. Oop. Sorry, camera. Okay. I'll get back in this. This one's definitely easier to get into all the crevices. That's faux show. Goodness gracious. The crevices are definitely like the parts that are like tucked are definitely the most challenging. Get that on her face. Daisy's in there snoring. I think as far as like getting in here, it's the best I'm gonna get because there's like no paintbrush small enough for that. Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of finish getting this part of the wing as best as I can. And then I'm gonna get the base. And again, I'm not trying to go crazy on the base because I don't want it to get attached to this bottle. So kind of a light coating on the base. Okay. I think that's pretty good. You can kind of like in this area, like where the wings are, when everything attaches, I wasn't able to really paint back there, but overall I think she looks pretty stinking good. So I'm gonna set her down, close that up. Let's see how this is doing. Okay. I know this probably is like a big no-no because the videos I watched said that you're supposed to wait like a day, but to let your base coat dry. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go straight for it. I wanted it to be like she's not sticky anymore when I'm touching her. Nothing is coming off. So I'm gonna say she's good enough. So what I want for her skin, which is where I'm gonna start, she's like a maroon color, so I'm gonna go with dark red that I have right here. Okay. Yeah, that should be good. And I'm gonna find the tiniest brush that I have. This should be good. The video I saw said that you should start with the inner base first, so start with the skin and then kind of work your way out. So good. This. I don't know if this is gonna be dark enough, but we'll try it. It's not quite dark enough, but that's okay. It will do. It will do. Since the detail on this one is so small, I might just roll with this and then try a little bit different for her other one. This would be a lot easier if I had a steady hand, but I do not. I'm a caffeined girl. Yeah, that looks good. We'll say that looks good. I don't even know if I'm holding that in the camera. Sorry, guys. Let me try holding that more so you can see. That looks pink to me. Doesn't that look pink? I don't know. We're gonna keep rolling with it. We're gonna keep going with it. I'm committed. Get her arm. Goodness me. Oops. We are quickly learning that this is not my talent. At least not yet. Maybe down the line I'll get better at it, but as of right now, I will not be making a career out of this. Okay. Where does she have other exposed skin? So she has a little bit of her arm over here. Just the tiniest bit up there. Okay. And then she has her leg right here. Okay. Oh, and then our other leg over here. So, get that. Okay. That's what we got so far. Next, I think maybe I'll do her no, I'm gonna do her clothing. Her hair's black, so I'm just gonna leave her hair the way it is. So I'm gonna start with her clothes, and her clothes are gonna have like a hunter green color to it. So I have a color in the other room I'm gonna use. I'm gonna be right back. So I have this color, and it's called Ripe Avocado, and I think that's gonna be perfect for her hide and her cloak and stuff. So what brush to use for that? I have, let's see here, maybe this one. We'll use this one. So I'll go with this. I'm gonna rinse it up, actually. We're gonna shake this up first, because I don't know the last time this was opened. Okay. We're gonna put that there. Okay. So I'm gonna use this brush, and we're gonna get her. This feels too big. Nope, we're not using that brush. That feels curious. We'll use this brush. A tiny little brush. Okay. And we're just going to get her clothes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay. She has a pack right there, but I'm gonna paint the pack brown. see a part where like some of her red skin kind of went onto where the clothes are, so I'm just trying to bolden this. Okay. Okay. So then we got this back here, which is possibly the easiest part to paint of this whole thing. This is where it's getting a little tricky up in here. I'll paint this side. And then this side. I think the edges are important to get. Okay. Oh gosh, I need like a magnifying glass. Okay. So how in the heck? Okay, I'm just gonna. Oh, her back is back there. Okay. Let me find. Okay, that's what I used for her skin. So we're gonna take that out. I missed a spot where her skin's at, so we're just going to try our best. I feel pretty good about that. Okay, I'll try to get her side right here. Okay. Okay, I feel good about that. Okay. Let's see, that's the part that I forgot the first time. Let's see if you can right there. Okay. So let me find which one. Okay. Which part? That's my green one. Keep going with my green. Okay. Now I'm going to do the upper part. Okay. Kind of get under there a little bit. Get up there around her neck. Okay. I feel pretty good about that. I think. All right. Now, I'm going to do brown. Close that back up. This doesn't want to close. There you go. Okay. I'm still managing to get paint all over my fingers. Now I'm going to do brown, and I think I'm going to do this one. It's called, I don't know, it's all rubbed away. I want to say it's called leather brown. Leather brown. So we're going to do that. Possibly. These are so hard to open. Mike has already used almost all of these to paint all of his miniatures. He's the DM, so he has a lot of miniatures. Okay. What new brush? What brush am I going to use now? Maybe this one. I definitely like using the really small brushes a lot more. I think it's easier. Okay, we'll use this. It still feels too big. We'll use this one. So I have this little one for the brown. This one has some black mixed into it. That's okay. Okay, so we're gonna use, and I'm using the brown. I'm keeping her boots black. I like the idea of her boots being black, I think. But I'm gonna make her arm, wrap her staff, and her antlers brown. Oh, and then she has a little satchel, so I gotta get her a little satchel. We'll start with that. Her little satchel. And then her satchel had a strap. This is gonna be hard. Okay. I'm gonna use a different brush for that part because it's so narrow. It's like a strap that goes up, so I'm gonna wait on that. But I'll do her staff. I keep forgetting parts of her skin. Keeps popping up. I forgot her hand over here. It's okay. I can go back and do that. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna get her hand real quick. Open trying to see it. There we go. There we go. There's her hand. A little hand. Okay, making sure I'm not. Just gonna go over it one more time. Add a little bit more to her leg. And then I'm gonna go over her chest a little bit again. Okay. I think that's good. Okay. Close that back up. Okay. Back to the brown. I'm gonna do her antlers. Okay. And now, her little arm thing. Okay. There's that. Do I make her boots brown or do I make them black? I think if I make this white, because they're in a snowy environment, that might help make her boots pop a little bit more, but we'll see. Anyway, alright. Now I need to do her sword, which is supposed to be silver, but I have silver gray. I'll try that. I don't really know how that turns out, but we'll go with that one. Silver gray. Okay. We're just gonna, this one's fine. I'll use this brush. Just mix that up a little bit. Okay. Do our sword. That really just looks white, but whatever. That's fine. I would not call that silver, but that's okay. Maybe if I go over it with one of these other colors once it dries a little bit, that might help. And then I have to add her eyes. And her eyes are white. I'm gonna open up the white. Just white. Oh, it's raining. I don't know if you can hear that. And I'm just going to use this very fine point brush to put her white eyes in. So we have one eye right here, one eye right here. Oh, Jesus. Okay, never mind. That looks so bad. That looks bad. We're just not doing her eyes. We're gonna go. Look at that. That's so bad. She's just not gonna have eyes. We're gonna go back to the dark red. Oh, that's funny. That was so bad. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's comical. Okay. Back to the red. We're just gonna correct that. Go over that a couple of times. There we go. Okay, much better. Okay. I'll need to read how to do eyes, because that looked... I wonder if I just did the one eye, because the other one is kind of covered, but like I don't think I have a paintbrush small enough for that detail. Maybe this one? We'll try it one more time. We'll try it one more time. And we'll just try to do just the smallest dot. Okay. So I'm just going to do... The problem with this paintbrush is it's all fanned. Hold on. I'll try getting it wet first. I can't use that brush. Let's see here. Alright, I'm gonna try this one. And we're just going to do just the tiniest little... Okay. That kind of works. Then we'll go... There's like a black dot in there that I'm kind of thinking if I can get it perfectly... There. It's not perfect, but I think... Nope, I don't like it when I do the inside. Well, we're just gonna keep the outside one. I should have listened to my gut. That's okay. So I'll just take this out. At least it's an easy fix. So we're just gonna do that. We're gonna open up the dark red one more time. And I'm gonna cover that up. And we're gonna call it a day. So I'm gonna put that red in there. And I'm just gonna go over that again. There. Okay. gonna have her one little white eye peeping through. Okay. Now I'm going to go over with this neutral gray, I think, to try to make this sword look a little more silvery. So, let's see if it's a good brush I could use for that. We'll just use this brush right here. This brush will do. There we go. That looks more silver to me. Okay, that's much better. Oh, goodness. Okay. That for sure looks more silver. So, we got that taken care of. Perfect. Okay, well, there she is. She is not by any means perfect, but she'll do for my first one. I'm just really upset with this face. I want that to look good. One more time, because I like to torture myself. I do, apparently. I don't, but apparently I do. It doesn't even need to be both eyes, just, I want that one eye just to like show just a little bit. So I'm just gonna like, there. And then I don't know what to do for her mouth. I don't know if maybe Old Rose, just to show her mouth just a little bit. Use the same brush, because I think it's a good brush. Okay. I'll use this one just to kind of show her mouth just a little bit. Sure. We'll go with it. And then I'd still need to add that strap. So I'm gonna grab that Lofi brown again. I'm gonna add that strap in. That's just going across her chest and attaching her satchel. There we go. That looks good. And then she has a little part of her fanny pack right there too. And right here as well. I think I am going to make her boots brown. So I'm just going to add her boots in. The nice thing with using black as the base coat is I can just go over it in black again if I decide that I like them better in black. But I think I do like them brown. I think it makes her pop out a little bit more. Do this other one. Okay. Alrighty. And she has another strap right here, so I'll go over that strap. And she has another strap right here. Go over that strap. Whew, holding my breath. Alrighty. So now I'm gonna white dry brush down here. And I honestly don't think I'm gonna dry brush this one a whole lot just because it's so small and I've been struggling. So, but I am going to do it on this because I want to show that we're in a snowy region. So I'm going to open up this white again. And this one they said you want to use a brush that's a little frayed and bristly, so maybe I will use this one. You're gonna get it wet. Well, you're gonna like wet with the paint, and then you're gonna dry it off in a paper towel, and then you go over this. Essentially, I'm just trying to make it look like it's covered in snow. I think I did. Alright, well, this is my first miniature. She's not perfect. Her face is a little weird. So if you have tips on that, let me know. But for my very first one ever, I'm not too disappointed with myself, to be honest. I might do something with her hair. So her hair is actually red and black. So I think I am going to do a little bit of a dry brush of the dark red. I know that's the same color. Or no, maybe I'll do whole red. I'll do that. It kind of looks like a brown, but we'll do that. And that will also kind of like let me know if that's what I want to do for my other one. So let's see here. We'll just dry brush her hair with that. And add a little bit of depth to her hair. there she is. Her face is weird. I might paint over it again. I don't know. But for the most part, I think she looks decent. Okay. So now we'll move on to this one, which hopefully will be a little easier. So, her wings are all black, so I might just go back with a little bit of a gray to add some definition to it. Her skin color actually ended up being pretty close once it dried a little bit, so I think I will use that again on her skin. She should be a lot easier to paint. Okay, so we're gonna start with her skin. I did like the way the dark red dried, so we'll go with that. I'm gonna get out that brush again. Gotta find which one was used. Let's see here. I think it was this one. Okay. So we get started. Her face in here. Her neck. And she has a little bit of a thing going on right here. Okay. Get her arm. And get down underneath, which is tricky. And her little hand. I think her hand is adorable. The back of her hand. I think her fingers might have broken off a little, but that's okay. this arm. I'm trying to be really careful and do my best not to accidentally paint the wings, because all I'm doing with the wings is dry brushing over them. And so I'm trying my best to not have to repaint them. Get this hand. Okay. Okie dokie. Alright, so far so good, I think. And now I'm gonna get her legs. And then her sides. So this is actually her skin right here, so I'm gonna get that. She's a scandalous little thing. And this side is probably not gonna be as good, but that's good enough. Okay. And now I'm gonna get her legs. Okay, I'm definitely getting red paint on her wings, but it is what it is. Get the back of her foot. And her leg. Man, this leg. If anyone ever tells you this is easy, they are lying to you. This is not an easy task. Okay. That was Tabaxi from the other room, if you heard that. And just making sounds. Tabaxi is the cat that we rescued, so she's Mama. Okay. I think that is all of the skin. I'm gonna try it down here just a little bit more. There we go. That's her skin. Okay. Now, I'm going to keep the green, or to make it black. I think I'm gonna paint it green, and then I think I'm gonna dry paint black over it again. I think that would look really cool. So here's my green again. And where was my green brush? That was my green brush. So grab that. No, it wasn't. That was not my green brush. There was my green brush. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go over it. Hey, Daisy. Relax. Daisy. No. Lay down. Lay down. Daisy. Okay. thinking that looks okay. And then I'm gonna try my very best to get back in here. I'm not gonna add more paint to my paintbrush. I'm just going to kind of fill it as best as I can. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. I feel pretty good about that. Now, I'm going to do her staff, her belt, and her arm pieces. I'm going to use that leather brown again. This will do. Alright, I feel good about that. I'll do this one. Best way to get in here. That feels awkward, but I think that was the best. Okay. Once that's done, I'm gonna do her staff and then her belt. Her quarter staff. Okay. Got that all done. Okay. Get it kind of bettered by her hand, a little more detailed. There we go. And then I just need to do her little belt right there. Okay. Perfect. And now I'm going to do a dark gray dry brush on her wings, and then I'm going to do white down here to look like snow. So I'm going to do this neutral gray, and I'm going to grab a bristly looking brush. So this one right here. And I'm gonna put it in this, mix it all up. Put it in this gray. I'm gonna wipe it off with a paper towel. And then I'm gonna dry brush her wings. To add some depth to them. That's so cool. Okay. Get the other side. Now I'm gonna do it again. Get this wet a little bit. And then dry it all off. Do the same thing to this side. How cool. Okay. And then now I'm just going to put snow on the ground. So where's the one I used before for the snow? It's okay, I'll just grab another one. I'll just use this one. Get it wet. And we'll take it all off. Add our snow. Okay. I think this one looks pretty good. I'm pretty proud of her. Again, they're not perfect, but it's my very first time painting them. And for my very first time, I think I did alright. So, here they are. My I'm gonna have to fix that. But there she is. And then she has her wings. So, not perfect by any means. That face has to go. I'll correct that, but I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it now. Dark red. There's no time like the present. No time like the present. Okay, we're just gonna use this one. And we're just gonna go over. It looks silly with or without, but I think it looks better without her face painted, personally. I think it looked so silly. My brother's girlfriend is really good at painting miniatures, so I might ask her for assistance on that. But here they are. Thanks for joining me, guys. And I hope you have a great rest to your day.